So are you on your way to a timeshare sales presentation, and maybe you want to know what you need to do in order to survive and come out on the other side? Well, let's talk about it right after this. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and before we get started into the first tip here of VLOGMAS 2020, the first timeshare tip, I just want to let you know on this channel I like to provide my knowledge, tips and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. So if that sounds like what you want to see, be sure to subscribe down below, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video. Okay, so let's talk about this, how to survive a timeshare sales presentation. So for us, we consider ourselves experts at timeshare sales presentations. We've been to at least 35 of them in a little less than 15 years. That's about 2 a year, so we consider ourselves professionals. We do get a lot of benefits. We earn a lot of points, take a lot of free trips on Marriott Bonvoy points with those timeshare sales presentations. But I'm going to give you some of the tips that I have to help you get through one if maybe you've signed up for one, or maybe you're obligated to go on one because of some type of package that you have booked to stay at a resort. Alright, so the first kind of tip I'm going to give here is to don't ask too many questions. The timeshare salesman's goal is to ask you a lot of questions, get you to provide as much information about your travel and vacation style so they can then find some way to turn that around and sell you a timeshare package, whether it's a week, whether it's points, and at Marriott it's Destination Clubs points, but many others you might be buying a timeshare week, or they may be trying to sell you a timeshare week, I should say. But yeah, don't ask too many questions, and this will kind of lead into the next one here, which is don't act too interested. If you act really interested, they smell fresh blood. They smell that interest. They know that you're kind of interested in this, and it gives them an opening to work in that sale and get you to buy a timeshare. Now, I'm not saying that a timeshare is a bad deal, but there are definitely better ways to buy them than from the developer. So that will be a future video, so be sure to stick around for those as we go through the month of December here, 2020. But you don't want to act too interested, because they can definitely work out a way to get you to buy that timeshare. Now, another way I have heard people talk about this, doesn't work for us because we don't have any, but bring your kids to the timeshare sales presentation. And the more obnoxious they could be, might be the better, because that timeshare salesman's going to want to get out of there, get you out of there, and get moving on to the next person who maybe doesn't have any kids with them. So I've heard a few people mention that bringing their kids to the timeshare sales presentation seems to work. But some places they'll want to have you leave your kids kind of in the activity center. They sometimes have a separate area, kind of a babysitting area at the timeshare sales presentation office. But obviously during these current times of the pandemic, they may not have those open. So that may be another trick to survive a timeshare sales presentation. Get your kids in there to help you out. Okay, so another one here might be to make plans for right after the timeshare sales presentation. So these usually last anywhere from 60 minutes to 90 minutes long. So make plans for right after that presentation. Maybe a dinner reservation, maybe even plan your flight home, but quite often they will not sign you up on the last day of your trip because they don't want that "I have a plane to catch" as an excuse to get out of there. They want to be able to keep you there, and if you need to sign any paperwork, anytime you're actually buying one, it's going to take a lot longer because they got to drop the paperwork, get you to sign, get a notary. All that stuff takes a lot longer to get you to actually purchase a timeshare when you're buying. So they don't usually want to sign you up on your last day of travel, but if that's an option, take advantage of it, because it can be a good excuse to get out. Hey, I got a plane to catch, or hey, we have dinner reservations across the street we need to go to. So that is possibly a tip to also survive a timeshare sales presentation. So I've had many different types of timeshare sales presentations, from easy, done in and out in less than 15 minutes, to extremely combative, where the timeshare salesmen have lied. I've called them out on their lie and they weren't happy about it. So there are many different things here, but the biggest one is just don't act interested, don't ask a lot of questions, and usually they will kind of move on to the next person. But what tips do you have Let me know those in the comments down below. And if you want to see another timeshare tip, check this one out right up here. And YouTube, they think you're going to like that video down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, the best destination is always a timeshare.